We're back with this. Just me and Spencer today.
What's up, YouTube land? How you doing? How you doing, Alex Swingle? What's up?
So I just wanted to show this off. I forgot to do last time, but there's some secret chests in this game. This one, you crouch here, and you get the Magician Ring, which is actually something I really want, because it increases intelligence, because I'm doing all magic, so that's good. Unfortunately, the other rings I have, like I said, that really rare drop I got randomly, really doesn't matter for me, because you need an ungodly amount of gold for it to actually matter. And then Priestess Ring increases your defensive stats, but it decreases your offense, which I don't really want. So, use a magical ticket. We're going to be cleaning up some areas at first. I'm going to go back to the prison island.
This part is brought to you by Mountain Dew Zero. Mountain Dew Zero, just do it.
Just drink it because of the caffeine, not because it really tastes that good.
Yeah, for right now.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2 real sodas in the fridge right now. I have Mountain Dew Zero, which is caffeinated, and it's pretty caffeinated. And that's nice, because we both had long days. And then I have Diet A&W, which is god tier of all sodas, but it is not caffeinated. And that's going to be a problem. It's the only negative with Diet A&W. Oh, and I also have Diet Stewart's, but I also think that's uncaffeinated.
Yeah, it is.
Diet Stewart's orange. So, exciting addition to the Game Room family. To go along with the opening scene to Castlevania 4 and the infamous
Oh, you got another one?
kill Scissor Man scene from Clock Tower, I commissioned Finch to do the 3rd out of the 4. And I went with the character select screen from Saga Frontier.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. I was like, how did I not think of this right away? It's so obvious. And I sent it over to him, and I'm like, I know it's gonna have a lot of details. And he was like, "Yo, I'm really into doing sprite work right now and whatever." And I was like,
oh, that's cool.
I was like, yeet, because it's like he was like, it's kind of like the Castlevania 4 one, except for the foreground. What's in the foreground's more complicated, and the background's pretty, simple. Whereas the Castlevania 4 one, the foreground's rather simple, and the background's like uber complicated. So I'm like, yep, that'll be the 3rd of the 4th. I was like, yeet it up, baby.
Alright, so that one we couldn't do right away because we needed a double jump. And then we are going to the mountains, because I think I can do the right side now. Also with double jump.
Is there just to beat the game, what's the bare minimum you really have to do? Just go to the end of every stage?
Yeah, this game probably has one of the shortest, non-glitched bad endings. Although, it's probably on the same level as Symphony of the Night, where you can fight Richter without the holy glasses and kill him, and then that's the bad end. Was that a rare chest? Oh my god, I gotta check what it is. But yeah, this game is very similar, where you can, I don't want to spoil what you fight, but you fight something prematurely, and you don't have the necessary stuff to do it correctly. Just a ruby. Lame.
You are constantly in poison.
Yeah, it lasts, a good while. I don't know if it restarts when you get hit by another poisonous enemy again. But yeah, poison in this game. I forget how it works with the other games. I think it's pretty similar, but not only do I take health damage, but it also decreases my stats a lot. You can actually see it right there. Oh, it just went away. But
That's cool. They actually use the bottom screen for more than just showing the map. You can actually see stats and stuff.
It's pretty nice. It gives you, how much XP they do, how much,
Ooh, I have a question of the part. It's a good one. And Trevor may answer this as well, because he's played a lot of DS games and I have not. What is the or one of the DS games that uses the dual screen and touchscreen technology best? As we know, a lot of games are just here is a status screen, and it just kind of is what it is. So what's a game that really does that well? Ah, look who we have.
Oh, Ben finally showed
We have
up?
Benji Bros. Heh.
Order of Ecclesia.
Get in here, Ben. Hey,
I'm
Ben.
in here.
I just laid the question of the part out for Alex Swingle and Trevor, and that is here's the question.
Yes.
It is, what Nintendo DS game best utilized the dual screen and/or touchscreen technology? Do you have one that pops out to you, Trev?
World Ends With You is a really interesting game where the battles are both on the top and bottom screen at the same time.
Okay.
Where you control.
Metroid Prime Hunters.
Yeah, discount FPS. But yeah, World Ends With You. The bottom one obviously you do all the touchscreen, and then the top one you do mostly with the D-pad, and it's very frantic and cool, I guess.
Interesting. I also like WarioWare Touched for that, but I feel like I don't know if that really counts because it's like kind of a game that's almost made for that system.
Yeah, I mean, WarioWare Touch is like one of my. It's like the most fun DS game.
I specifically remember our very first DS, we like essentially ruined the touchscreen because we played that so much.
It also doesn't help that I remember we lost the stylus and I was just using like the blunt end of a pen, and obviously that just ruined it too.
That sucks.
Nowadays, when
But I recall that.
when we
like,
literally have like 100 styluses at any point at the store, but it's funny, back then it was like
it was not unique to our experience to have lost the stylus.
yeah. Rip.
I thought this was gonna be easier with the tower ring because it says you can't get blown away with it. But
Interesting.
It's not. This is very particular. I might not even try because you have to be like perfect.
Stop. I'm just
Wow.
kidding.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like 15 more seconds.
What
Two
is
more
it?
attempts. It's just a glyph that I will never use. You have to like start right on the edge and be perfect. Nope.
Oh.
It's like you have to be super perfect. I'm sure there's like an actual way to do this, but you can't do it this way. Alright, let's stop.
By the way, Trevor's out of practice because he and I have just been obsessed with playing Dungeon Crawl instead of Order of Ecclesia.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I only play one at work, but yeah, fun game.
It's very
If you want a game that is just like fun but just super duper punishing.
If you want a game that like you basically have to learn everything about in order to succeed.
Yeah. And also, some tactics work really, really well, but the tactics aren't particularly fun. But it's mostly like baiting enemies to follow you, and then you go into corridors, and then fight them one by one. And that works really well, if you can do it. Sometimes you just get screwed over and just spawn in the middle of the 20 of them.
I just get lucky and get a plus 10 like piece of armor and just fight everything in the open because nothing can hurt me.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
See ya.
And then I show Trevor and he's very jealous.
I had like a plus. You saw my plus 10 axe.
Your axe was incredible.
If you died, you lose everything.
I did die, by the way. I went into the tomb.
Do you lose everything? Is it one of those games?
Yes.
Rip.
It is permadeath.
That's cool.
I went into the tomb and it sucks.
Is there an ending, or is it just like forever generating or whatever?
There is an ending, but it's ridiculously long.
You can make it generate forever, but like there is an ending.
You got 1 gold. Enjoy.
Very good.
What?
You can-
What do you say?
You got 1 gold. Like you picked up like 1 G.
Oh, okay.
Ben,
I thought you were saying that Ben had 1 goal. I was like, are you talking about Dungeon Crawl?
Nah. Ben, what is the least amount of money that you would, like, if you're walking down the sidewalk and there was money...
What's the least amount that I would bend over
Yeah.
and pick up?
Yeah. I'm gonna say a quarter. I would pick up a quarter.
I think a quarter's probably around where I would
Well,
land
I wouldn't
too.
pick up any coin. I wouldn't even pick up $1. It would have to be... Dude, like
Mr. Moneybags over here.
I wouldn't even pick up the dollar.
Like, what if it was like a really good-looking dollar? Like, it wasn't like.
When's the last time you've seen a good dollar?
So let's say
every
When's
dollar.
the last time you seen a good dollar?
I mean,
seriously,
Trevor is correct. Trevor is correct.
He's right, but it's so
Okay,
funny.
so hypothetically, say whatever bill or coinage it was in good condition. I would totally pick up a quarter. Like, I would definitely done that.
I would pick up a dollar if it was in good shape, which never happens.
I would not pick up a penny. I would not pick up a nickel. I definitely wouldn't pick up a dime. But I'd pick up a quarter.
Yeah, forget dimes.
All right, Trev. What would be
dimes can go to hell.
what would be the money amount that you would absolutely, even if it was kind of like messed up, pick up? Like
$5.
$5? Would you pick up
$5 coin?
Would you pick up a 5 if it was like?
Yeah, he would.
Kind of mangled.
Gotta remember how this boss works.
It would be a $5. I think he would do a $5 coin.
Ben, what is?
What? No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Holy
Ben,
goodness.
all right,
These
same
bosses,
same question, except for what is the least amount of money you would bend over to pick up if it was in a small puddle? So, like, say if you picked up a dollar,
I would still do a dollar.
say if you picked a dollar out of it, you would literally have to
$1 coin.
You would have to put it in your pocket, separate from your wallet, and then go home and dry it and whatever. I would say a 10. I would say if it was like all nasty and like in like a puddle of water, I would not pick up a 5.
Is it a coin or like a bill?
Let's say a bill.
Bill, I would probably agree with you that I would probably do 10.
Trev?
Oh my god. I'm getting BTFO. Okay, I think I have to...
You're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, I think I have to do melee for this fight.
You were dying.
Oh, he died on purpose.
Yeah. I have to do melee for this because I really need to have those stone structures stay because she does a tsunami attack that takes 160.
All right.
I forgot we had this Miller.
I have another question that's very similar.
Was this from last week?
I think so. I don't.
forgot.
I do not drink, so you guys had it, and
I brought it.
I think you had it sitting out here, and I just put it in the fridge. Anyway, okay.
God bless you.
So here's another question. Every single time, whether personally or for the store, when I get something in the mail saying,
oh my god, it takes so
saying,
long.
hey, there's this class action settlement because of some reason.
Yep.
One time it was because Red Bull lied about something, and I was like, all right. One time it was because PS3s, if you ever owned a PS3...
Red Bull lied, people died.
Oh, is that a thing?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Anyway, right? And then one time recently it was like, oh, this auto call company probably called your number. Did they call your number? And if so, you can join this class action. So my question is, if you got a check from a class action, what is the least... Wait, how do I say this? Yeah. What is the least amount of money that would, like, make you go to the bank and deposit it? Like, say, hypothetically, you couldn't deposit it, like, online. Like, you couldn't just take a picture of it or whatever. You had to, like, physically go out of your way. Because I've gotten checks for those things for, like, $3.60. And I just kind of wait until I have to go to the bank otherwise. But I would never, ever go to the bank for, like... I want to say less than $20. I would not make a special trip for less than $20.
I think $10.
So if I wrote you
and
a check...
also I have to be like conscious of the fact that it exists because sometimes I know I've missed out on money because I just did not remember that it existed.
So if I wrote you a $9 check, you would not go out of your way to put it in.
Probably not.
Okay. Just curious.
You know,
here's a check, by the way.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I forgot, several class action suit checks. I think there's probably, one related to, my iPhone right now.
Yeah, you know what, Ash, I was gonna do that because Ash usually has iPhones. And
this boss is hard.
This boss is hard.
You got your ass
Ash has one, and they were like, go to this website, and I was like, okay. But it was for, an iPhone, 6 or 7, which she doesn't even have anymore. And I was like, well, let me just see what I can do. And it was like, go ahead and put your serial number in. And I was like, yeah, not worth it. Literally, I got to that point, and they were like, put the serial number in, and or your Apple ID. And it wasn't worth it for me to messenger and be like, what's your Apple ID?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they had a big hubbub over the fact that they made the battery. They like I forget what the big hubbub was. They like made the phone like perform less good.
I'm such an idiot.
In order to like make the battery perform like for longer periods of time. I forget what it was exactly.
Also, on the other side of things,
but yeah, that was
one time I got literally over $100 in a class action thing, and I guarantee you.
For what?
I have no idea. Because you know how those class action things work. You literally, they send you a thing and they're like...
You don't know what's going on. It's just like, I'm part of a class.
Right, you're part of a class action lawsuit, right? And like, I think it was for one of the robocaller things, but I was like, $100? Because class action things usually have like tens of thousands to millions of people in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got the check, it was like $119. I was like, what the heck? I was like, okay. So that one I went to the bank for specifically because I was like, yes, please.
I usually like don't get like class or like
There was this one about PS3s, and it was like, did you ever own a fat PS3? Essentially, is what they asked, and they were
I know what that's for.
Serious?
They removed the Linux support, and that was like a promised feature.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
They removed it because of security, and then people got really mad.
And
even the
and I never owned one, by the way. The first PS3 The first PS3 I ever bought was a slim one, so I never owned one. But it was like, put your serial in. You know what I did? I went to storage and just found a broken one and was like, here's my serial number. And I think it was like $20, and I got it. I was like, yeah, that was worth it. That was worth it for $20. The best class action of all time. It was even better than the $100 one, just because it was so funny. Is the Red Bull one? You could choose to get like, I think it was like $30 cash, or a case of Red Bull, and I was like, case of sugar-free Red Bull, please.
Hell yeah!
And that's what I got, and it was awesome.
That rules.
Then one day I got
that rules.
One day I got the mail at my house. It was at my old house, and it was just a case of Red Bull, and I was like, that rules. I was like, do you know how much a case of Red Bull is? It's like $40. I was like, sweet. So yeah, that was the best one ever. It wasn't even the most money, but I was like, it's cool to just get Red Bull from Red Bull. And they're like, here you go, peon. We're sorry we poisoned you. Take more Red Bull, please.
I don't know what the rules on like robocalls are like anymore.
The one that I did was very specific about like it only affected businesses. That like you got in like they got in trouble because they did something to businesses, and I was like, they were like, did you ever get a call from this number? Like that's the thing they said, and I was like, dude, we get like 10 robocalls a day. How am I supposed to know this? So I just said yes. I was like, whatever. How am I supposed to know that?
I've been getting like 1 or 2 robocalls a day. Like honestly, like it pisses me off to be sure, as I'm sure it does for everyone else. But like.
The thing that makes me most mad is their local numbers. It's not like a 1-800 number.
Yeah, they like hide behind like local like spoofed numbers.
They hide behind numbers that are very close to my number. Like my number, it'll be like blank. The area code's the same, and then the first 3 are the exact same as my number.
You have to memorize. Is this someone I know?
It's crazy.
It's so stupid. And like then I like listen like. Sometimes they'll leave a like voicemail, and usually it's like someone offering to buy my property, which I don't own property, so like I don't know what they're doing. Or like they're advising me that Joe Biden has embraced the radical left, which is the most recent one I got, which made me laugh so much. But like it's so like I hate it so much. It's so stupid. And like it just annoys me basically around noon to 4 p.m. every day. Like if I get a call, like
it's guaranteed that
I basically know like, oh, this is someone I don't need to pick up for because it is a robocall.
Wait, have I been healing her for 4?
Wait, what the fuck is going on?
You were fighting her forever.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that we were doing something.
What is happening? I don't understand.
The problem is that The two magics I have break the platforms, and if she uses the tsunami attack, it takes almost 200 health. But just regular, like, physical ones are taking nothing too. I don't remember having problems with this fight at all. I remember this fight being sort of hard, but I really don't know what's going on right now. So, give it a try this way, guys.
That was weird, because you fought her forever. Oh, God.
Okay.
Look at that.
So I just used rapiers.
That's easy as hell.
So sorry about the wasted 5 minutes.
We enjoyed the talk about robocalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally taking 7 times the damage.
I was
That's
using hammer, and it took nothing. And I guess she's just resistant to hammer for some reason. Doesn't make any sense.
Say ya!
Well, I can tell you how I started the morning today, because it was different than usual.
Okay.
So I woke up, and I look at my phone, and there's like a... You know, like on Discord, how you can just like tag everyone in like a server? Just like tag everyone?
I don't, but okay.
Are you serious?
I don't use Discord.
You never use... Trevor, have you ever used Discord?
I used Discord on an incredibly superficial level.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, that was way
The
easier.
fight that you did.
Based.
I don't know.
But you know, like, if you tag, if you do, like, at everyone, like, it basically alerts everyone in a given server, like, regardless of, like, who they are.
Okay.
And I saw that, like, one of those happened. Like, someone was, like, at everyone. It was the local, like, Pokemon Go Discord server.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, there's this, like, super extraordinarily rare Pokemon at the Effortless Skate Park. And I'm like, what the hell?
So you got in your car and just drove out there right
I literally did it. I did it. Like, within, like, seconds of seeing that, I was like, wait, do I do this? And then I was like...
Was anyone else there?
No.
Huh.
Apparently, like, I just missed people. But, like, this is, like, one of those things where it's, like... It's, like,
What's the
rare-
Pokemon?
A Zelf. One of the...
You know that one?
It's a Gen 4 legendary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of the lake spirit things.
Did you catch it?
Yeah, I did. It's, like, super extraordinarily rare. And it only shows up, like... I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what rate it shows up, but it like, I woke up to that and I just, like, put on pants and I just drove.
It would have been even better if you didn't put on pants.
Did
you get out of your car to catch it, or did you just...
I did have to get out of my car. Because, like, they were like, oh, it's at the Effortless Skate Park. And at first I was like, skate park? You mean at the pool? Because, like, I haven't been out. Or, like...
Oh, the thing next to the library?
Well, look at this.
It's at the...
Vic
yeah,
Viper
it was
from the
next to the library.
Vibranians.
Nice.
It's just like a random collectible that you can get.
I like it. I like that stuff.
But I had to get out of my car and, like, basically walk, like, next to the stream.
That's a shame.
It's not really a shame that I had to get out of my car.
I just want to pretend that it is.
But, like...
When's this guy gonna totally, when's the one guy gonna totally screw you because he was taking, like, blood samples?
We'll get to him later.
Hey, so this guy just came around and took blood samples from everyone, and we all just were like, okay, sounds reasonable. So...
No, they were like, this guy came and drew blood. We don't know what's going on.
That sounds cool.
Well, yeah. Dude, listen to this.
It does sound cool. What the heck? There's a giant here!
Wait, hold on, Ben. Listen to that bass.
Does sound quite good.
Well, I need to hear it without, like, the sound of, like, Trevor getting BTFO'd.
Too bad.
That's cool.
That guy got wrecked. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
I also caught that Pokemon.
No, you didn't.
But I did it from the comfort of my own home.
No, you didn't. You're not in the range of like the Eckford Escape Park.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to dox you, but you're not. But by saying where you're not.
Yeah, you're not at Central Park, bro.
Oh yeah, you're not in range of Central Park. You're not in range of the Empire State Building.
I know that like when Pokemon Go was first around, like the first gen, people in cities were like completing the Pokedexes like rather quickly, and then people in rural areas like us were like, we never see Pokemon ever, so that's cool. Is that kind of changed, or is that still a thing where it's just like...
I don't think it's... I don't think it's as much of a thing. Like there are some like instances, like I remember like playing early on where I was like, I saw a rare Pokemon like on the like nearby radar that I like didn't catch, that I probably should have gone out and catch because like or caught because they were super rare. Like a wild Dragonite, you never see those. I haven't seen one since. It's been like 3 years, and I haven't seen one since.
Damn. Do you think anyone out there has a full Pokédex?
But it was like 4 in the morning.
Or is it like not possible to get a full Pokédex?
No, it's possible. It's just like you also have to contend with like the fact that some Pokemon are regional. So
can you trade?
Yeah, you can trade. It's just like.
Does that count as filling your Pokédex or no?
Yeah, it counts.
Oh, okay.
It's just like you have to find someone who's like.
That'd be so weird and arbitrary if they're like, nope, trade Pokemon don't count.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about the game, so I didn't know how hardcore they are. If they're like,
I mean,
no.
that's the whole conceit of the series, to like get you to buy a couple games to get the complete
right,
Pokédex.
Right, and that's why I asked the question if you can complete the Pokédex.
It's
like knowing Pokemon, they're like, nope, actually you gotta buy Pokemon Go Plus.
Oh yeah, that's true nowadays.
It's like
you gotta buy Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Hillary Clinton version.
It's a good version.
It's there's some Pokemon that are just like kind of random that you need to that are like regional variants or like just completely regional. Like Tropius is like exclusive to like South America.
Interesting.
So is what is this? Maractus?
Can they make an Antarctica one that you have to physically go to Antarctica to get?
I don't think they've done that, but I have to imagine they would make that
like Glalie.
Hey!
What is the Pokemon from like Sword and Shield that's a penguin, but it has like a head
I have
that's
no
like
idea.
You have to go to
that's like an ice cube.
You have to go to the Arctic Circle.
Design, by the way.
You can't even ask me that Gen 6 Pokemon and be like, what's that? Except for like a couple of them.
Lefty.
Yeah, that's an easy one because meme keychain.
Yeah. That's the only one that I like. Well, they
like,
haven't even gotten to Gen 6.
Even the starters, like I know Greninja. No, that's wait.
Fennec. Fennekin.
Yeah.
What is the grass one?
I do not remember.
And you guys call yourself Pokemon fans, not knowing all 800 by number and name.
I mean, if people have actually watched the
I know
randomizer,
1 to like 500.
I clearly don't know a lot about Pokemon.
I know 1 to like 500. But like honestly, like they.
Yeah, I would say the first 4 gens I could probably at least guess close to what they are.
Up to like they're doing Gen 5 now. And
dude, this game is really nice that it always gives you a save right before it.
Yes. Because the bosses are...
I mean, like that.
The bosses are fun, but hard. I know this part didn't start with me doing them too well, but...
No, you did good.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah, this boss is also very hard.
That 3D graphics.
So what do I want to do?
But like, they're in the midst of like doing Gen 5 releases. Like, they released Gen 5 actually like a year ago, but they haven't released any new Gen 5 Pokemon since then.
On Go?
Yeah, like they did like a portion of them, like the starters and like a few of them, but like not the entire generation. So like, it's kind of a boring time right now. They just released like Mega Pokemon.
Do you remember that first summer where Pokemon Go was just...
It was
ridiculous.
Like, it was insane. And like... It was insane, but also, like...
People were like...
There was nothing to do.
Yeah. People were, like, getting into car accidents and, like...
Yeah.
Like, getting hit as pedestrians because they just...
Oh my god. I should... like, relate the tale of, like, my experiences with, like, the local Pokemon Go Discord server, which
I'm sure it's great.
I was invited to, like, a couple months ago, and there's been a couple individuals who are truly, like, remarkable.
Well, you said about the one guy who, like, always asks about rating.
Yes! Yes, he sucks so much, and he...
That guy's doxxed right now. He's literally doxxed.
Like, I don't know how to express it, besides, like... He's my favorite person for, like, all the wrong reasons. Like, he said he was going to stop playing the game. He said he sold his account to his friend. He changed his, like, Discord name to indicate that his friend was playing. Except it was still obviously him. Because he still, like, spoke and, like, talked in the same way.
So he's just a big attention seeker.
He is a huge attention seeker, and, like, I kept calling him out on it, and he was like, oh, no, this is not him. It's my friend.
He was that guy in elementary school who was like, yeah, I do have a girlfriend. She just goes to another school, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Except he grew up and
dude, I was kind of that guy in grade school, and I regret it.
Rip.
Just lying about random garbage.
I don't think anyone can be faulted for what they did before the age of, like, 16.
Yeah, you really...
I'm sorry.
You really can't. Like,
everyone's just a punk kid.
Someone. I can fault you for that.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
But that
hey, Albus is giving us another piece of Dominus.
What are you doing?
Oh, just accept it.
It's a gift, bro. Okay, let me just accept this into my body. How many pieces do you have?
I have 2 out of 3 now.
Alright.
Shanoa.
The ultimate glyph, of course.
But like... Oh, God. If I went over all of it...
So, Dominus is made of the remnants of Dracula's power, which is, like, the only reason why it is so strong and can defeat Dracula.
Dracula sucks.
Which is why some random girl that's not a Belmont or a Morris can defeat him.
This theme kind of whips.
To be fair, Eric Lacard in Bloodlines was able to...
Yeah, but those almost seem like they're, like, non-canon. Like, when you play as the little girl in Castlevania 64,
what is
it's like...
this mini
That's
map?
true, too.
It's just like, I don't know, the village.
Yeah, Ben. Calm down, butthead.
I'm calm.
Did I dream it, or is Beavis and Butthead, like, coming back again?
I think you might have dreamed it.
I might have dreamed it. I don't know why I would have dreamed that.
I mean, I'd appreciate them coming back again. Because
I don't know why.
I think when they came back, it was well received still.
I think so.
Like, it wasn't, like, bad. It just wasn't, like, you know... It's really hard to live up to, like, what they were before.
Also, like, Beavis and Butthead are, like, very much a product of the 90s, so just bringing them back and just being like, here's the 90s again. I don't know. Like, you get that nostalgia trip, but it doesn't have that cultural relevance anymore.
Alright, boys, here's question part number 2, because I think at this point we're in another video. Alright, and I have an example for this. What is a thing that people are nostalgic for that not only is it not good now, but it was never good? Now, we've brought up many times before that GoldenEye 64, blah blah blah, we think that it is bad now, but it was good back then. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a TV show from the 90s, it's animated.
Rocket Power.
I don't feel like people are super highly nostalgic of that.
Who's like Rocket Power?
And I watched this recently. Ren and Stimpy. is awful. It has always been awful, and the guy who created Ren and Stimpy is an awful human being. Everything about it. I think Billy West did some voices on that, and that's nice and all that. But like Ren and Stimpy, like I watched some of it at Ryan Miller's house recently, and I was like, oh, he has that episode. He has like the episode with powdered toast and whatever, and I was like, oh, it's just gross for the sake of being gross, and it's not like
I hate gross out humor.
Happy,
like
joy,
like
joy,
Rocco's
happy,
Modern
joy,
Life and
joy,
stuff like
happy,
that have
joy, happy joy.
They have gross out parts, but it's like also like good and humorous. Ren and Stimpy was never good, nor humorous, nor any like Beavis and Butthead is stupid, but it's really funny.
Yeah, it is very funny. It's super funny. Like, remember when they brought back Ren and Stimpy?
I don't, because I didn't care, unfortunately.
It was... Okay, the only thing I remember, I didn't witness this personally, I only heard, like, offhand that it was just, like, complete, like, maybe the worst. And that was all I heard, it was just the worst.
I mean, that's good, because it was always the worst. Like, just...
So here's probably the most...
what I remembered it was.
Here's probably the cruelest villager placement, just hidden behind the waterfall.
Come on.
That doesn't seem like that cool.
You rescued me. But yeah, Ren and Stimpy, that's one of those things that, Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye 64, they were amazing back then. I played GoldenEye so much, but nowadays they don't.
Did you say Mario Kart 64?
Yeah, I think Mario Kart 64 is really rough to play.
I don't think so.
In 2020.
64?
64. We played it like a year ago, and it's like
I mean, if you're asking me to play Mario 64 versus any of the other 3D ones, I'd easily.
I'd pick the DS. Kart?
Mario Kart 64. Like, dude, I never played Mario Kart Wii until we did it as an LP. Like, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, whatever. And like,
wow, ooh, oh my god.
And like, save. I was hoping. I'm not saying save. I was hoping that was a save point.
There's a save point soon.
Just me doing a Doom LP.
Alright, so I have to do a couple rooms in Curse. So
actually,
cool.
like, reminded me.
But yeah, Mario Kart 6. I mean, Double Dash. It does everything better. The Wii one is better.
It does. But like 64, like, doesn't strike me as being particularly bad to play. Like, honestly, like it plays very well.
Compared
to Super Nintendo, which is like,
I think they're both rough in their own ways. It's not just because one is better than the other doesn't mean it's good on its own.
Well,
merits.
I think like,
and people don't
64
mention
is so good.
People don't mention Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark is just GoldenEye but better.
Dude,
like,
Ben's still on his high from doing that Wario Stadium skit.
Like years ago.
That's true.
That's why he likes Mario 64.
Oh, I will admit, like, every now and then, like, I'll get a wild hair up my ass and I'll look at that clip and I'll be like, damn.
Does anyone else have
I feel good.
anything that people are nostalgic for that, like, even back then was like bad? There's some things that, like, I don't like Transformers and Thundercats and He-Man, but like, to be fair, that was before my time, so like, I can't really like poo-poo it. It's just not for me, and I like, it's not bad, but like, Ren and Stimpy is like bad,
yeah,
and it's always been bad. And that
agree.
was right around the time where I was watching like cartoons because I was a kid and stuff, and like, that makes it sound like I don't watch cartoons. The only thing I watch is adult animation and sports, but it's bad, and it was always bad.
I think I might even... This might be controversial. I might even go as far as to say that, like, Rocco's Modern Life...
no, I can't agree with that.
...actually kind of, like, transcends into the not as good as when I was a kid.
I don't know. I watched it somewhat recently, and it's still really good.
Alright, yeah. To be honest, I haven't watched it very much recently.
I feel like there are a couple shows like that, like Hey Arnold is kind of like that, where you really have to be in a mood.
Is not as good as when I was a kid, and also I didn't really like it that much when I was a kid either. So
there's a couple.
So I'm biased.
There's a couple that like Doug. Doug is kind of hard to watch. Like, because you would just have to be like a young kid or a preteen to be like, hey, Doug's going through what I'm going through, you know?
I would have to, like, literally watch it again, because I do not remember, like, any, like, individual plot points besides, like, the meme ones.
Somebody remind me of the episode where, like, it's summer...
The basketball.
It's summer break, and, like, he's just, like, pigging out on a bunch of food, and he, like, gains weight, and he gets, like a stomach, and then he has to go to, like... He has
just growing up.
He has to go to like a pool party, and like the whole thing's about him being like embarrassed about his like stomach, and I'm like, I feel you, Doug.
That is me right now.
I feel you, bruh.
Quarantine. I got a tummy.
I was like, I feel you, Doug, and that brought me all the feels.
I got a tummy, and also I apparently left a beer here, so I'm adding to it.
Trev, do you have any that, like, people are nostalgic for stuff and you're like, dude, how? It's always been bad. Could be games,
yeah, I have to think
movies.
Here is something that, like, I don't hear people reference, like, at all. But I actually think it's always been bad. Rocket Power. Like, I mentioned it earlier, but, like, Rocket Power. I never hear anyone reference
I
it.
agree with you, but I also don't hear any reference. So, like,
what happened? Where...
So, like...
Because it was there.
Yeah, it was there, but I don't think it's the question I'm looking for, because, like, I'm not saying people every single day are like, oh, Ren and Stimpy, but definitely people, like, have high nostalgia for it. Like, it's definitely a thing. Whereas Rocket Power, I don't remember anyone in the last year bringing it up. Yeah.
It was definitely there, like, on the TV, like, when you got home from school, but, like, nobody remembers it.
Yeah. In terms of movies...
Real Monsters.
Yeah, that Real Monsters is not unfortunately very good. In terms of movies, I did not watch a lot of movies growing up, so I didn't see a lot of classics, like, I never saw any Back to the Future or Indiana Jones, and then I watched them as an adult in the last 5 years, and almost every one, like Back to the Future, great. Indiana Jones, great. The one movie that people hold in really high regard that I don't really get...
Princess Bride.
No, Princess Bride's like one of the best movies ever, is The Goonies.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I will say I don't have the nostalgia for it, so that kind of is what it is. And I'm like, it's a good movie. Like, it's not bad by any means, but I don't get it at being like, oh, you gotta see The Goonies, you know? Whereas, like, when I watched Back to the Future, I was like, man, I can't believe I didn't watch that movie. It was awesome. Like, it was just good, you know? And, like, it's weird, like, seeing a movie like that and having it completely, like, memed on before. Like, Family Guy, over the course of its run, has probably imitated every single scene from Back to the Future.
There's another thing that's not as good as it was when we were kids.
I think everyone can agree with that.
I mean, it took...
You remember Family Guy?
It took, like... I'll say this. Simpsons sucks now, but it took 20 years for it to suck. And in fact, even the 20th year of it's pretty good. So, like, and it took, like, Family Guy, like, 10 seasons to suck. So, once again, Simpsons,
it took, like, 3 seasons for it.
No, when Family Guy came back after its 3rd season, it had some pretty good stuff.
Oh my god, I completely forgot until this very moment that it was canceled,
right?
And people were, like...
I literally bought the DVDs because, like, the whole thing was, like, buy the DVDs so Fox sees that it comes back, and I absolutely did. I bought them all, like, brand new.
I remember when when we were younger, we would have sleepovers at your parents' house where it was just, like, we would... God... How was it? We would play Mario Kart Double Dash, and we would watch the season DVDs of, like,
it was
Family Guy.
Yeah, it was like whoever
I forget which
won, like, doing whatever we did, like Smash or Mario Kart, you could pick the Family Guy episode to watch.
Yeah, that ruled. Like, honestly, that's like one of the purest like memories of childhood that I have.
I literally cannot watch like any episodes of like Family Guy, like the first couple seasons, just because it's like
they're all bad.
I've seen them so much. No, that's not that they're bad.
I think
they're dry. I also forgot until recently when I realized Futurama's on Hulu that Futurama was canceled like 3 times.
Was it really? I could not remember.
It was at least twice. It was at least twice.
I only remember the what do you call it? The Family Guy cancellation.
Every time I go on Hulu and then I see there's new episodes of Bob's Burgers, I'm like, how in the hell has Bob's Burgers, and it's a great show, but like Fox just loves to cancel stuff. How in the hell has this damn show survived?
You have 12
like
health.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about it. He wasn't popping up.
8 years, and you're like, okay. And somehow Bob's Burgers just keeps treading along, even though it has to be expensive to make with the voice cast. H. John Benjamin doesn't do it for free.
He probably... I don't know how much he does it for, because I just listened to a podcast where they had his voice on.
Huh. All I know is The Simpsons is still a thing. They make it all the time. They make like 20 episodes a year, and every single one of those main characters gets like literally over $1 million an episode. So that's like each episode in voice acting alone costs like $5 to $10 million.
Do it?
And how do you make money from it? Like, yeah, syndication, I get it, but like, how does making an episode in 2020 when like literally, when's the last time anyone was like, when's the last time someone asked you? This is a question of part 3. When's the last time someone asked, did you see the new Simpsons episode? Like, literally, what year was it?
0.
0.
It was year 0.
Uh-huh.
It was an entire new epoch.
But, I mean, literally, I absolutely adore The Simpsons, and I have not watched a new episode in the last easily 7 years.
Yeah.
And yet they still keep coming out with more.
You know,
and it's very expensive to make, even if all the animation is done by computer in like, you know, some foreign country. I
believe it is South Korea.
At the very least, the voice acting costs millions of dollars an episode, because otherwise, if they're like, hey, Dan Castellaneta's, we only want to pay you this much, he'd be like, nah, no thanks. And then you can't have Simpsons and be like, hey, by the way,
why is he suddenly using this?
Homer's a different voice now. So yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like so insane that it's like.
I'm gonna give this like 2 more tries.
Just
and if I can't do it, I'll just
on to this like cultural relevance. Like after so many years, it's like absolutely insane. Like, people have literally grown up with The Simpsons and left them behind because, like, they've, like, passed the period where it's, like, relevant to them. Like, like, The Simpsons began at, like, 1990 or so, right?
I think it was 89.
89. Like, and I don't know, they were, like, shorts on, like, what, Larry Sanders?
Tracy Ullman. Who I have no idea who Tracy Ullman is, I just know that they were shorts on that.
And they were, like, just god-awful. They looked like hell.
Excuse me. For back then, it wasn't awful.
Like, with respect to, like, how the modern Simpsons design, it just looked like dog turds. And then, like...
And then...
To think that they're still on today.
It's weird. And then somehow, around season 3 or 4, they had the best all-star writing team of all time. Like, I don't know how you... It's just, like, kind of like when SNL, like, literally had, like all those amazing people in the early to mid 90s, and you're like, you look back on it, you're like, how did a sketch show have, like, you know, Bill Murray and all these crazy, you know, Dan Aykroyd and just all these different people, and you're like, how in the hell?
The early 80s, not the early 90s.
Yeah, you're probably right there. But anyway, they were all still very good. Or even like Will Ferrell and all them from the mid-90s.
Yeah, the early 80s, early 90s. Like, honestly, the 80s to 90s were probably the best decade for SNL. And everything after that is just, forget it. Don't worry about it. That's another show that jumped the chart.
Job, Trev.
I feel as if the first try I did way more damage to that, but I guess I didn't.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, dude, that Simpsons period where all of the... Oh, wow. Where all the writers, including Conan O'Brien, by the way, were, like, so immense. Literally, I don't know if it's my nostalgia, but, like, some Mush posted just a picture earlier of the Simpsons episode. I don't even remember what episode, because it's kind of a throwaway gag, but it's when Homer's imagining that he's, like, the Don, and the one Italian guy goes, "Don Homer, I baked a special donut just for you," and his face is just like I don't know, it's just so perfect. His face is just like, yes, thank you, and I just started laughing uncontrollably just because, like, I was like, Don Homer, or like the one where
I will say that's a curious place to reuse that enemy, the flower.
Yeah, in like the middle of a desert thing.
Oh yeah.
And also like the werewolf.
I didn't realize it when I was younger. Like, I don't think I didn't, like, I guess, you know, the weird thing is, like, people of my age, or maybe a little older, when they were, like, Simpsons was first on, they're like, I'm definitely Bart. I'm a BA who doesn't take no whatever. And now Simpsons has been on so long that we're like, yeah, I definitely, like, agree with Homer. You know what it's like? That's how long it's been on. The one, I don't even...
Like, it's been on so long that you, like, identify with, like, completely different characters.
It's so weird. Like when he says, I used to have 3 money and no kids, and now I have 3 kids and no money. I'm like, man, I relate.
Is that actually, like, a joke?
Yeah, he says it better, but, like, that's essentially so what it is. Funny. And then there was another one, I forget the episode, but, like, Homer's talking to him, and you know it's the one where, like, oh, I think it's the one where he gets drunk at a party, and Marge is like, do you remember what you acted like at the party? And it was, like, him just sitting there with, like, his big, like, muscles, and he's, like, just smiling, and everyone around him's, like, congratulating, and Marge is just standing there with, like, a rolling pin and, like, weird hair, and it's like, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, wow, I relate to this so much. Because when you daydream as a kid, it's totally different. As an adult, you're just like, yeah.
The only thing I remember, actually, is anytime Homer is daydreaming about anything, like, it's like a monkey on a tricycle. Like,
that's me. That's my brain power, like, now.
Riding around in circles.
I'm just gonna have to pull up, like, Simpsons season 4 now, bruz. And here's one more thing. Simpsons was still pretty good, like, literally the first, like, 13 to 15 seasons, and it was acceptable after that. Like, whenever...
13 to 15?
No, seriously.
That's a wide...
I'm telling you, a lot of times people will be like, it was over after 7 or 8, and I'm like, go watch 9 and 10, and it's really not that bad. Like, you would watch it and be like, oh, what season is this? And you're like, 12, and you're like, what? Like, it's really not as bad as people make it out to be. And then it got bad. Is this where you fight someone?
No. So in the story, Albus, the reason why he gave us the 2 glyphs earlier was to figure out how we were doing it. And he developed his own technique to absorb the glyph, but he can't control it. And Dracula's no good on his soul.
Rip. Do you remember the episode where Homer tries that really spicy chili, like the crazy...
Yes.
And then he goes on, like, a vision quest, and he, like, almost loses his family and all that stuff. Like, I like, that episode's hard to watch just because you're like, yo, a cartoon shouldn't cut this deep, son. Like, stop. You know, it's like, as a kid, you're like, whoa, it's crazy stuff. It looks crazy. But then as an adult, you're like, oh, God. Like... What are you doing, Simpsons? Please stop with my heart. Just saying. It's pretty good. Just for whatever. And you know what? Every couple of months, I boot in Bart's Nightmare for the Super Nintendo, and I'm like, I'm going to do this for an LP. And I'm going to beat this game live on kind of stream.
Never, ever happen.
And then never, ever.
It's the most impossible game.
It's so impossible. I watch LPs of it and speedruns, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get some, like, ideas off of this. And individually, I can beat every game on it, except for the Indiana Jones one, which I cannot figure out. You know, the one where you have to jump on all the different platforms, and they, like, randomly go down? But individually, I can beat every game. But the simple fact that you have to do, like, all 7 of them is never gonna happen, and I want to so bad. I just want to one day. You're like, what game are you doing? And I just pop in Bart's Nightmare, and I'm like, let's do this. Let's get all these pages. Let's get an A on this. And yes, it is not a thing. That game is so impossible. I want to do Virtual Bard as well, but I'm just being silly at that point.
Hey Ben, it's a more appropriate
yeah, this one's better.
Usage of this.
This is. I agree.
Because Virtual Bard is nigh impossible.
Virtual board.
Virtual Board. And then I'm like, then I remember all the weird Simpsons games they made for no reason.
I love reusing these sprites.
They only had a year to make this game, Ben. Calm down.
I don't think they reused the sword
thing.
board.
The Owl Knight.
Hey, this thing's a
That's
unique
new.
one.
That's new.
It might be reused from one of the other DS ones, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I own Simpsons Skateboarding, we're gonna do that as an LP sometime. Just to be like, hey, remember this? Remember how this exists? And then the last two Simpsons games they ever made, Hit and Run and the Simpsons game, are like good. You're just like, what? Like, people love Simpsons Hit and Run. That game sells for like.
Why did they?
That game sells for like $40 nowadays.
That's so weird that they did. Well, okay, it's not that weird that they did like a Crazy Taxi clone with like The Simpsons. Like, I don't know what else they would do with like a Simpsons game.
I like that one.
Besides like a beat 'em up, like it has to be like a generalized like kind of Simpsons game that includes like the whole like Simpsons like canon, like everything. The whole town, essentially.
Yeah.
Because there's so many memorable characters.
I like
so
that one
have,
because you go see it.
So, like, the beat 'em up and, like, the Crazy Taxi clone, like, they make sense because they include, like, the whole cast.
Yeah.
But, like, it's still so funny.
Simpsons Wrestling has the whole cast.
Do not remember that.
If I don't own it, Trevor definitely owns it, I'm sure.
For PS1, yeah, I definitely do.
It is legitimately one of the top 50 worst games ever made. Like, Simpsons Skateboarding is very, like, boring and stupid, but Simpsons Wrestling is, like, a very early 3D, maybe not even very early, but, you know, a PS1 3D wrestling game, and it's, like, god-awful, because it's, like, a mixture of wrestling and fighting, and it's so bad.
Well, there we go. Like, it's because it's, like,
Alright, so this is the last area before
know.
Dracula's Castle. I really want to finish this.
Yeah,
so,
rock it.
yeah, go for it.
So I can start with my... The reason why I'm not really caring about this save file right now is I have one specifically after...
Oh, nice. Kind of all set up.
Yeah.
Sweet. I really... Probably my crown jewel of things that I want just in life is, the 1989 Simpsons pinball game, and honestly, the game itself is not very fun. Do you need that person? Like to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's my favorite.
So I was gonna say, it's not even a really fun pinball game, but the great part about it.
So what I'll do is I'll get to right before the boss. This is taking a while anyway, and then I'll get that villager and set that up for next time.
Okay, sounds good. It actually might be 1990 now that I think about it. But
so we're getting some good magic now, so I'm so happy about this.
Good magic.
Do you have it in your other file, the good magic?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. It's like season 1 or season 2, like references on that Simpsons pinball machine, and it's just
Don't have a cow, man.
and it's like everything, and it's like very like early 90s like neon green and whatever. Some guy was selling one in Virginia for like $1,000 a couple years ago, and I was like, oh man. I was like, I really honestly thought about just being like finding someone with a truck and borrowing it.
Like I've seen one at work before.
Yeah, and if it went to auction, it would go for way more than that. So I was like, oh my god.
I
like really thought about going down.
I can't recall exactly. I know I've seen like, pretty good pinball machines before, but like I cannot recall if like this. Oh, that's a good sprite. Holy shit.
Dude, all these sprites are good.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to curse, but like that wasn't really good.
Ah.
Like, look at that. the detail.
But yeah, it's not even a really good pinball game. Like, it really isn't, but it's like... So...
I don't know how to judge pinball games, to be honest. Like, so...
yeah, I mean, people who actually play pinball, like, care about the rules.
Let's
Like,
ask the pinball wizard.
Like, literally people, like, I've seen people on, like, because I'm in some Facebook groups for pinball people, and they'll be like, I don't like the game because it has, like...
The Who?
Yes, I know that song. Because they'll be like, I don't like the main things you have to do. Like, it'll be like, go up the ramp 5 times or whatever. And I'm like, bro, when I play pinball,
like boring.
My only goal is to, like, not die. And they're like, yeah, but you gotta finish the game. Like, in pinball, in a lot of pinball games, you can, like, beat the game. Which is, like, absurd to me.
Yeah. I mean,
so this room is pretty interesting. We have to get through this actually blind, because the glyph at the end is like a darkness glyph.
At least it's not like a crazy amount of damage.
Like 3D pinball, Space Cadet.
Yeah, I don't think I ever beat that one though.
I did.
Rip.
It was intense.
For anyone out there, including Ben, the best pinball game of all time. And I think, actually, this is weird. It's, like, one of those things where,
It is a Williams Black Knight.
That game is highly considered, but the best pinball game of all time is Medieval Madness. It is
Have not heard
unbelievably phenomenal. And I've played it at, like, a pinball expo.
Hey.
It is just so fun. Everything about it is utterly fun. And, of course, it goes for, like, $10,000, no matter where you ever see it.
I mostly like the Williams Black Knight for the music, which is insanely intense.
They
play it like as like intermission music, like at GDQs, and that's actually how I found out about it.
Yeah, it's funny. Every single pinball game you would ever actually want, because you're like, this game's really good. It's like, all right, get ready to pony up so much money.
They also like play the RoboCop like Game Boy like soundtrack where it's like.
Do they play that one?
Yeah,
Alright,
they do.
so
I've heard it a couple times.
This is the boss before Albus. I'll set it up that I'll show where the final villager is. I'm not doing it now because I actually don't know which one I'm missing.
The final villager.
And then we're gonna head to Drax Castle.
Or maybe I'll actually show off the bad ending, and then I'll probably do that then.
Oh, that'd be fun.
All right.
I'd like to see it. See you next time, lads.
Okay, good night, everyone.
You need a